Jaworski had his best day as a pro and gave the Redskins all they could handle. A common story when these teams meet. But Mark Mosley, an original Eagle himself, came through with an overtime field goal to win it for the Skins. The rivalry continues today, Philadelphia and Washington, for the 98th time. Conditions in a sellout crowd here at RFK Stadium for our game this afternoon. And yes, it's been a long-standing rivalry, and yes, we've had close encounters, but like a broken record, the Washington Redskins have been the dominant team. And good afternoon, everyone. Dick Stockton along with Hank Stram once again. And the way it's looking now with the teams, Hank, the Redskins seem to have their act together once again.
Well, I think they've recovered from the shock of losing their first two games. They're back in business again. They feel good about the way they're playing. I think it's very important today for them to be able to control the line of scrimmage offensively so they can run, and they have to do a lot of pressure, put a lot of pressure on Jaworski as far as rushing the passer is concerned.
Well, Hank, the Eagles are really struggling. They're 1-3, and a lot of those are self-inflicted wounds. What is their best hope against the Skins today?
Dick, they have to come off the bus throwing the football. They can't start to run the ball and then try to go to the forward pass. They have to run first and then throw second, and I think if they can do a good job at that and catch the ball and pass block, they have a good chance to do an outstanding job here this afternoon against the Washington Redskins. I think the other thing that's very, very important is the fact that the Washington Redskins have two ways to win, one with the run, the other with the pass. I think the Eagles have one chance, and it is to throw the football.
All right, Hank, and as we told you, the weather conditions are superb, 65 degrees, and not much of a wind. The Philadelphia Eagles have won the toss, and Jeff Hayes will be kicking off for the Redskins, or the Eagles have elected to receive. And their deep man is rookie Joe Hayes. So Jeff Hayes will be kicking to Joe Hayes. And it's Joe Hayes at the 1-yard line. Hayes running it out. And hit hard, just shy of the 20-yard line. Otis Wansley makes the tackle for Washington. So let's bring you up to date with the Eagles offensively. Ron Jaworski, the quarterback. He'll need protection today. Wilbert Montgomery, Hubie Oliver, the blocking back. Kenny Jackson, Mike Quick, two good wide receivers. John Spagnola is the tight end. And Spagnola has become a big factor in this offensive unit. Mullally, Perot, Dennard, Baker, and Mitchell, the offensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles. An injured Eagle on the field. And it's Joe Hayes, apparently, the man who was hit hard by Wansley on the kick return. Hayes is a rookie from Central State in Oklahoma, a 7th-round draft pick by the Eagles, and he gets up under his own power and leaves the game. Here it is again.
Here's the shot. Joe Hayes coming up the field, runs into a pack of folks, gets a big hit. And anytime that you're knocked backwards when you're running the football, you know it's been a severe blow.
We'll see if Hayes comes back. Meanwhile, Jaworski has the Eagles out. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And Wilbert Montgomery gets the call. And Wilbert Montgomery, penalty markers fly as Wilbert brings it out to the 24-yard line. Mel Kaufman made the tackle. So Montgomery, the all-time leading Eagle rusher. Jerry Seaman, the referee. Flag thrown in the backfield, and it is a holding call against the Philadelphia Eagles. Jerry Seaman is the referee. Holding against Philadelphia. Well, that's not the way you want to start out against this kind of a team, Hank.
Especially when you don't have good field position, and it's easy to understand. They want to run the ball. I think they'd like to establish some kind of running personality here this afternoon. They've only averaged 23 runs a game.
Holding, number 88, offense, still first down.
It was the tight end, John Spagnola. That's going to send it way back to the 10.
But when you're in a soup, you don't want to take any chances, and you're going to try to run the football just like they did on the first play of the game.
As you see, the Eagles have not been penalized all that much this year. It's now 1st down and 20 back at the 10. So Ron Jaworski is in an immediate hole here. In motion is Mike Quick. And they give it now to Hubie Oliver, who's the only setback, and Oliver gets a couple, not much. Tony Peters comes up from a strong safety position to make the tackle. Now the defense for the Washington Redskins. Mann, Butts, Grant, and Manley started, and they're good run defenders. Manley's the pass rusher. The linebackers, Kaufman and Coleman outside. Neil Olkowitz in the middle. Rich Malott is on the injury list. He's their best all-round linebacker. Darrell Green and Vernon Dean are the corners, and Tony Peters and Curtis Jordan are the safeties. Gain of 4, second down and 16 at the 14-yard line. Almost jumping. And here is Hubie Oliver again, and Oliver is brought down by Darrell Grant, who almost jumped off sides on the play. Darrell Grant, who's very strong against the run. He missed the opening game against Miami with a knee injury, but has come on strong. He's all over the field. And now third and long, the nickel defense in for the Skins.
You know, the other thing that's going to be very important here this afternoon is that the Philadelphia Eagle guards, Petey Perot and Ron Baker, have a great assignment and responsibility trying to block those two big defensive tackles, Darrell Grant and Dave Butts, both of whom weigh 275 and 295, respectively.
Tony Woodruff is in the game as a third wide receiver for the Eagles. It is third and 13. Out of the shotgun for Jaworski on his own 17-yard line. Loses the ball and now forced to run. He's going to run, try and get first down. He can't do it. Knocked out of bounds by Mel Kaufman. And Kaufman saved the first down. Ron just lost the ball, Hank.
He tried to pump it, and that's what happens to you sometimes when you try to pump the football and you don't try to stop it with your left hand. It slips right out, especially early in the game. It's a little nippy out here today, and I think sometimes when the ball is cold and the air is a little chilly, it's hard to grip the ball, and it's very easy to let it slide out of your hand.
So it is fourth down and 3, and Mike Horan, who leads the NFL in net average, that's true, even ahead of Ray Guy, will be kicking, and Mike Nelms is back for the Redskins. Nearly blocked. And Nelms will run it at the 45 and get into Eagle territory at the 49-yard line. So all of a sudden, the Redskins are in good shape.
Hate to officiate the game, but Ken Coffey ran right into the kicker, and he wasn't called. I don't know how the official did not see that. Watch Coffey, number 48, run right into the kicker. Watch this, right up the middle. He gives him a shot, knocks him down, right in front of the official, and he doesn't call it.
And he got a piece of it now. We understand that Coffey got a piece of the ball.
Well, that explains it. I didn't think he got a piece of it. If he got a piece of it, everything's all right.
In motion, Don Warren, first and 10 at the 49. John Riggins picks up 5 yards just like that. Riggins, who broke Larry Brown's all-time Redskins rushing mark last week, en route to a 140-yard game. Harrison and Griggs make the tackle. The rest of the offense, Joe Theismann, the quarterback. The wide receivers, Charlie Brown and Art Monk, who's having a great year. 2 tight ends, and the Hogs up front. Jacoby, Grimm, Bostic, May, and the head hog, George Stark.
That's the way they want to start. They want to move the chains. They want to get more than 3 on first and 10, and if they can do that, they'll run all afternoon.
Second down, 5 at the Eagles' 44. Here's Riggins again. Ken Clark got a hand of him from behind, and Riggins dragged Clark for an extra 2 yards, shy of a first down. It'll be third down.
And one thing that's going to be very important, Ken Clark, number 71, he is a very outstanding nose man. He's 6'2", 255. Played his collegiate football at Syracuse, and I mentioned Syracuse, Dick, you light up like a Christmas tree because of that big win yesterday.
Anytime your alma mater knocks off the number 1 team, you got to like it.
Well, I see his teeth.
Third down and 3 at the 42. In motion was Rick Walker. Theismann under pressure, and Theismann gets away. He'll have a first down. A first down for Joe Theismann at the 37-yard line. First down, and that's the extra dimension that Joe Theismann brings. Anthony Griggs makes the tackle. We want to welcome the viewers who saw the Dallas Cowboys defeat the Chicago Bears 23-14 today at Soldier Field. It's the start of things here at RFK Stadium. Dick Stockton along with Hank Stram, no score. The Eagles had to punt the ball away, and Ken Coffey got a piece of it. Thus, good field position for Washington. First and 10 at the 37. Charlie Brown in motion. Play action pass. Art Monk. And Monk is close to another first down for the Redskins. Elbert Fowles was there. Monk is an awfully physical player. The Eagles defense, and they play the 3-4. Ken Clark, as Hank Stram mentioned, is the key man for them. Greg Brown with the pass rush. The linebackers, Schultz, Robinson, Griggs, and Joel Williams. And in the secondary, Fowles is at left cornerback and Brenard Wilson at free safety. Wes Hopkins, we understand, they're outstanding. Free safety will play today. 1st and 10 at the 27. Here's Riggins. Not much off the left side. It was a first down for the Redskins, and Riggins is stopped for no gain on the play. He's had a sore lower back. It was x-rays. They were negative, and he's a warrior, Hank.
Yeah, he is, but he knows himself very, very well. You know, we talked to him yesterday at practice, and we had a nice visit. He talked about how unimportant it is for him to miss practice. He said, really, the way he runs, that all he does is read what the defense does and then cut accordingly. So he really doesn't need that practice during the week.
Gets paid for what he does on Sunday.
Good way to get out and practice.
He can. 2nd down and 11 at the 28. A loss on the yard. On the play, Theismann going for Art Monk. Incomplete. Brenard Wilson and Ray Ellis covering on the play. Joe Theismann, according to Joe Gibbs, talking to us yesterday, Hank, did not have a bad game last week. They won, but the stats haven't really emerged yet for Theismann, who has 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
Yeah, he doesn't worry about that. He just worries about getting the job done, and as the season goes on, he gets better and better and better. And it's amazing how well he plays under bad circumstances. Talking about bad weather. He loves to play with a wet ball and also in snowy weather. He does that extremely well.
You almost got the feeling Gibbs was hoping today would be a rainy day.
I'm sure he was hoping that it'd be that kind of a day.
3rd and 11. Keith Griffin is in the ball game. We'll tell you more about him. And the pass intended for Mark McGrath, the 3rd wide receiver, is incomplete.
Boy, Charlie Brown was wide open in the left corner that time. Nobody covered him. Nobody saw him. But Joe Theismann looked to the right, stayed with the right side all the way through, and for that reason, never even took a look at Charlie Brown, who was open, would have been a touchdown. So
Mark Mosley, who has kicked 7 straight field goals, is coming in to try to give the Redskins a lead. Theismann will hold, and this will be a 45-yard attempt. For Mosley, his longest has been 42 yards this season.
And he was 4 for 4 last week.
Blocked. The kick is blocked and will go into the end zone, and so the Eagles have held, and the Redskins had terrific field position following that tip punt at the 49-yard line of Philadelphia, so the Eagle defense is aroused.
They get the hands up. It looks like it might be Byron Darby, number 94.
You're right. Eagle Eye Stram got it. Darby on the block kick. We'll be back when the Eagles take over. 9:17 to go in the first quarter. No score. Ron Jaworski with a little better field position at the 28-yard line. And he gives it off. UB Oliver or Wilbert Montgomery carrying and brings it out to the 36-yard line. A good carry by the leading rusher for the Eagles, Wilbert Montgomery. Charles Mann on the tackle.
They're trying to slow down the rush. I'm sure that's why they run a draw play on 1st and 10 to make sure that when they do throw, that they have a little bit more time to do so and also do a little better job of protecting the quarterback.
2nd down and 2. Mike Quick comes out to the left. Kenny Jackson wide right. Good quarterback down for Jaworski. Quick is in motion. And Montgomery forward may not have made the first down. Let's see where they spot it. Now perhaps he might have made it by about a foot. So right now for an NFL Today update, let's check in.
Get off. It's a hot ball, but A.J. Jones of the L.A. Rams thinks it's automatically dead in the end zone. Giants recover for a touchdown, miss the extra point, but they lead 6-0. Let's go back down to Dick.
Boy, is that murder?
And he's not a rookie either, Jones. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They made it with under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. They're on the 39-yard line. Play action for Jaworski, and Jaworski completes to Kenny Jackson for another first down. A 13-yard pickup into Redskin territory at the 49-yard line. Jackson, the rookie from Penn State, coming off his best game of his rookie year.
A good-looking play-action fake. They fake inside, and Jaworski has plenty of time to throw the ball. Jackson makes an outside move. The ball is right on the money, right on the numbers. Makes the catch, keeps both feet in bounds, knocked out of bounds, but a first down for the Eagles. A big play by the Philadelphia quarterback.
And Jackson, too, with a good play. Jaworski likes him. Mike Quick in motion. Hubie Oliver hit immediately. No chance against Dave Butts. I wonder what it's like running into Dave Butts.
Try running into a big tank.
Dave Butts, Pro Bowl for the first time last year, the anchor of this terrific defensive line.
He's already made the Pro Bowl team. I surely wouldn't give him an opportunity to make it again by running at him. That's what he's going to do if you run at him. He's going to stuff the play. I do a lot of business every place else but at him.
You think Hubie Oliver went back and said, you got any other ideas?
Well, he might be about 2 or 3 inches shorter after that run.
Larry Kubin replaces Neil Okowitz at middle linebacker. 2nd down and 11 back at midfield for the Eagles. No score, 7:03 remaining in the first quarter. Jaworski swings it out to Oliver. Oliver gave the Redskins a chance to pursue and extend the field, and Darrell Green made the play, so it'll be 3rd down, and now the nickel really comes in for the Washington defense.
You know, I just don't think you can wait till 2nd and long and 3rd and long to continue to throw the ball. I think you have to do it on 1st and 10 against this team, the way they play the run. That ball was thrown poorly by Jaworski. It was thrown behind Oliver. For that reason, he had to reach behind. By the time he got righted, he was headed upfield. The pursuit was able to get there. He couldn't make any yardage on the play.
Ricky Smith and Anthony Washington in the secondary. So they got the dime defense for the Redskins. 3rd down and 12. The Eagles backed up to their own 49. Jaworski steps up and is thrown down. Tony McGee, the designated pass rusher, all 35 years old of him. He had a sack last week on Tony Eason in Foxborough, and he gets Mr. Jaworski here.
Tony McGee, number 78, on the right tackle. Leonard Mitchell, number 74. He gets around the outside, back, and makes a tackle on Jaworski. But again, Leonard Mitchell, the right tackle, missed the play.
Mike Nelms going way back inside the 10-yard line. Good punt by Mike Horan. Here's Nelms trying to break one. Still going. Mike Nelms told us the other day, he says, with all the young people coming in, I don't get the blocking I want. This was a 38-yard punt return.
The great thing about Nelms is the fact that he's very decisive. He gets a block by Wansley at number 39. But he's very decisive, gets up the field, runs with reckless abandon, gets good field position for the Redskins.
And the punter, Mike Horan, made the tackle on Mike Nelms. The Redskins started on the Eagle 49 last time. Now they're on the Eagle 46. 1st and 10, Charlie Brown in motion. Wide receiver screen to Art Monk. And Monk is brought down after a gain of about a yard by Reggie Wilkes. Now Wilkes, who has been out the last 2 games with a broken toe, he's big and strong, has come in at left outside linebacker for Jody Schultz.
Albert Fowles that time, number 29, who was starting on a corner for the injured Roynell Young, 5'11", 185. Boy, he came up there like gangbusters and forced a play to the inside and permitted them to come from the inside and make a play.
And we've had a change in the offensive line for the Redskins. Ken Huff has gone in to right guard in place of Mark May. 2nd down and 8 at the 44. Theismann with time going deep. And it's caught and dropped. Incomplete. Herman Edwards covering on the play. Art Monk, who is leading the NFC with 26 catches and 369 yards coming into this game. Other scores around the league, let's bring you up to date. Cowboys over the Bears. Final score, Miami over St. Louis. Miami remains undefeated. Seattle over the Minnesota Vikings, 20-12 after trailing early. Mark May back in at right guard. Huff is out. 3rd and 8 at the 44. Charlie Brown in motion. Theismann will try to run again. He ran for the 1st down before. And he may have it again. He does. 1st down for the Redskins. No way to stop that, Hank.
I tell you, the great thing about Theismann is that you have to play your ends wide to make sure you keep him in the pocket. And then if you give him any kind of seam up the middle, because he runs so well, he's very decisive, very alert. He sees the alley, takes advantage of it. He knows exactly where he has to go for the first down and fights his way. Gets out of bounds, but he does make the first down. A great play, really, by Joe Theismann. Great awareness on his part.
So the Redskins are at the Eagle 35-yard line, 1st and 10 with 5:32 remaining in the first quarter. No score. Don Warren in motion. John Riggins powers off the right side and picks up a yard, and that's all. Dennis Harrison makes the tackle. Riggins told us the other day that one of these Sundays he's just going to have to take a day off, the way he's battered and bruised so much.
Yeah, I think they're going to wait until probably February for him to do that.
He'll keep going to Gibbs and say, what about this Sunday, right? And Joe will say, just one more week.
But he'll have the earplugs in, and he'll never hear it. He'll just continue to play.
2nd and 9 at the 34. A fast-moving first quarter. Riggins. This time Riggins busting forward, gets inside the 30-yard line to the 27, shy of a first down by 2 yards, and a good block by Mark May. 3rd down and 2 at the 27. Rick Walker goes in motion all the way. Theismann. Penalty markers down. Pass caught by Don Warren at the 21. He was hit hard and by 2 Eagles. It is a first down, but let's see what the penalty is. Jerry Seaman, the referee. And they're going to confer, and it's going to be against the Washington Redskins. That'll nullify the first down.
When you have that kind of movement by your receivers and also your backs, you're invariably going to have some calls like that with regard to illegal procedure, and they got one on that last play.
Joe Gibbs, who said coming in as we pick up the penalty first.
Illegal formation. No end was on the right side of the line of scrimmage.
Not enough men. Don Warren is limping off the field. The best blocking tight end the Redskins have comes out of the ball game. Joe Gibbs was telling us he thought the Eagles had a big psychological edge coming into this game.
I think, you have to do everything you possibly can to sell your team. If you won a game the preceding week and the other team has lost, you have to sell them on the idea that the psychological edge is for the other team to make your team ready to play and to make sure you respect them like you should.
3rd down and 7 at the 32-yard line. Brown is in motion. Keith Griffin is in the ball game. And the pass going for Art Monk. Actually, Charlie Brown and Monk ran the same pattern in the same area. It was incomplete, and Elbert Fowles, who played well last week defending, and Charlie Brown slow getting up. You don't want to lose Brown, who caught the only touchdown pass Theismann threw against New England last week.
Elbert Fowles that time really covered well, and on a preceding play did a good job of coming up to make the tackle.
But Brown may be more shaken up than first believed. It is 4th down, and Hayes will come in to punt.
Watch Brown now going down the far sideline. Makes an inside move. Then back out to the outside. Fowles, number 29, chasing him. And it looks like Fowles falls into the back of his legs, and that's what's created the problem.
He's still down, and with 3:55 to go in the first quarter, we'll take. Skins having already lost Alvin Garrett, who another wide receiver on injured reserve. Boy, those Smurfs are going down in a hurry, and they can't afford too much of that.
It's funny how injuries occur. Sometimes you'll play for a long period of time and you never have any injuries, and then all of a sudden you have a rash of them, and that's what the Washington Redskins are going through right now. They got about 10 people that are on injured reserve since they started the season 4 weeks ago.
Here's Evan Cooper, who is standing at the 10-yard line. Jeff Hayes will punt. Good field position kicker for the Redskins. No score. Gets it off, and they're going to let this drop at the 1, and the Redskins tried to down it. Monty Coleman tried to down it at the 1-yard line, and he couldn't do it. Philadelphia Eagles 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. They have scored only 6 touchdowns this year, tied with the Packers and the Browns for the lowest amount in the NFL. Here's Montgomery off the left side, and Wilbert Montgomery brings it out nicely to the 23-yard line. Neil Olkowitz, the middle linebacker, makes the tackle.
They had a good hole that time, good blocking at the point of attack. The tight end Spagnola did a good job of blocking down, and they kicked out on the linebacker, and he popped through there for a nice gain. Good-looking play.
The Eagles come into the ball game last in the NFC in rushing. You mentioned they dropped a lot of passes last week.
And you can't expect them to do that very often. The receivers are too good to drop balls consistently. You'll have a day like that, but they'll catch them today, I'm sure, if they have a chance.
In motion is Hubie Oliver, 2nd down and 7, and here's Montgomery trying to sweep. Montgomery will have a 1st down for the Philadelphia Eagles as he goes out of bounds, being driven there by Darrell Green, an 8-yard pickup for Wilbert Montgomery. And so far, Hank, it looks as if the Eagles want to say, let's get the running game going finally.
I think maybe because they have only been able to run the ball 23 times a game in the first 4 games, maybe they're going to try to do more of that here this afternoon. But I think in a final analysis, they're going to have to throw the ball to win this game.
And there are a lot of ways to do it. If they can get that running game going, that'll make the passing game more effective, depending on how you want to work it.
Plus the fact that I think that they, when they get better field position, I think they'll be a little bit more daring and pump the ball up a little bit more.
So it's a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line for the Eagles. Mike Quick goes in motion, their top wide receiver. Jaworski play action. The only way to go is to Montgomery, and he falls at the 29-yard line, and Tony Peters was right there to make the stop. Good coverage downfield by the Redskins secondary, and the only way Jaworski could go is to the back.
Yeah, had no chance whatsoever downfield. It was a play action fake.
Here's Charlie Brown going. This is left ankle, we understand, is injured, and he's going to the dressing room.
Well, that's a tough injury when somebody falls across the back of your legs when you're out in front.
The Redskins have had an endless string of injuries this year, starting from the beginning of training camp. 2nd down and 12 now. Loss of 2 on the play. Back at the 29. Penalty marker down. And Hubie Oliver breaks 2 tackles and drives to the 46-yard line. A 16-yard gain. But a penalty marker down.
It might be on Dexter Manley, number 72. Perhaps he did not get back in time. Let's see what they call.
Offside, number 72, defense, penalty decline, 1st down.
A 16-yard pickup by Hubie Oliver as Manley went offside. They declined the penalty.
Manley on the left corner of the screen. Gets across. They call him for being offside. They run a draw play while he fell down trying to get back in his 3-point stance, and he ran right back on the inside of it for a big game.
1st down and 10 at the 46. 2:05 to go. Oliver goes in motion. Pitch right side. Montgomery fighting his way, but it's a losing battle. He's tackled behind the line of scrimmage back at the 45. It was Neil Olkewicz, but first Charles Mann defending, making his 4th NFL start today as Mann. Todd Liebenstein injured. And Mann has done a pretty good job at the left end spot.
I tell you, he's come on like gangbusters. He's 6'6", 250, was a high school tight end. He's a good athlete. And talking to the coaches yesterday, they're very excited about the way he's playing. He's big and he's strong and he moves well.
2nd down, 11. Less than a minute and a half to go. 1st quarter, no score. The Eagles 1-3 and the Redskins are 2-2. Trying to go over 500 for the first time this year. Jaworski has to dump it off to Oliver. Oliver is tripped up by Vernon Dean, the right cornerback. Good play by Vernon Dean to prevent a 1st down or more because he had open field ahead of him. He's down at the 45-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and about 11.
You heard people say this so many, many times. You always try to get a back and a linebacker in the open field. That time, that happened, but the ball carrier did not have a chance to escape the tackle and only got a yard on the play.
Tony McGee and Perry Brooks both come in for the Redskins. They're the pass rushers at end and tackle respectively. And Andre Hardy, the rookie, in at running back now. 3rd down and 11 at the 45. Jaworski getting some pressure on a blitz. Has to get it away in a hurry. Andre Hardy, the intended receiver, incomplete. And it was Monty Coleman blitzing from the linebacking position that made Jaworski hurry.
Coleman really got into the backfield in a hurry, had good anticipation, and I think as the game goes on, it's very important for both teams to be able to change the rhythm of the count to make sure that the defensive teams do not get a good jump and good anticipation and get penetration like he did in the last play.
Horan will kick from the 30, and Mike Nelms, who returned the last punt 38 yards, is back at the 15 for the Redskins. The Eagles are very happy with their two new kickers this year. This is not a long kick and not a good kick. It goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line. A 25-yard punt by Mike Horan. He is in the game at wide receiver. First and 10 at the 32-yard line. And John Riggins, out to the 39-yard line, gets good yardage on first down.
The left side of the Redskin line, Joe Jacoby, Russ Grimm, boy, they got off the ball in good shape that time, because that's how you control the line of scrimmage and make something happen up front.
Jacoby, Grimm, and Bostic, all Pro Bowl starters last year. And that's the end of the first quarter. No score here in RFK Stadium. Out at split to the left. Second down and 4 at the 38-yard line. No score as we start the second quarter. And John Riggins, reading and reacting, is close to a first down.
You know, that time the Eagles tried to shift with a man in motion. About 55% of the time, the Washington Redskins will run toward Rick Walker, number 88. That time they try to veer or slide to Walker, and I think they got caught in the process, and Riggins was able to pop through there for a nice gain.
A first down for the Redskins at the 45-yard line. Sometimes you can get burned doing that. Here's Riggins again, has a hole up the middle and gets to the 49-yard line and picks up 5 yards on the play. So the Lions getting off to a slow start. Riggins, by the way, has carried 8 times for 32 yards already. He gained 140 last week against the Patriots. Second down 6. Here's Riggins. Pitches back. A flea flicker, and Theismann going deep for Art Monk. Monk is there. Touchdown. Touchdown catch of the year, and the Redskins jump in front.
You talk about putting the ball right on the shelf. Theismann really laid it up there beautifully. I thought at the beginning, when he threw the ball, it was going to be a little bit too long, but Monk ran right under it beautifully. Look at the step and throw. He's behind the defensive people. The ball's right on the money. A beautiful shot.
And it's 6-0. Mark Mosley adds the conversion.
Here you see him now. Bernard Wilson, number 22, is in hot pursuit. Fowles is trying to help on the outside, but the ball is thrown beautifully, right on the money. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
He's having quite a year, Art Monk. Theismann usually does. It's 7-0. Redskins did it in a hurry here early in this second quarter to take a 7-0 lead. Jeff Hayes kicking off. And it's going to be Andre Waters inside the 5-yard line for the Eagles. Waters gives ground and is tackled by Rich Maury at the 11-yard line. Good special teams player and the former New Orleans Saint.
Maury is really a great acquisition. We got him as a free agent several years ago at New Orleans, but he's really a terrific specialty team guy.
Hank, I want to tell the viewers that in 2 weeks, college football resumes. Illinois takes on Ohio State in a Big Ten battle, or Washington. Battle is out with Stanford. Check your local listing. 2 weeks in October the 13th. So the Eagles in a hole here, back on their 12-yard line, first and 10. Minute and a half gone by. Second quarter. 7-0 Redskins. Mike Quick goes in motion. Montgomery looking for a hole and brings it out to the 14-yard line to pick up about 3. Charles Mann makes the tackle for Washington.
I think one thing going into the game, I think the Eagles felt that if they're going to run efficiently, they were going to have to try to run outside, and especially to their right, away from and around Dave Butts, the big, strong defensive tackle, number 65. They've done a pretty good job of it so far, but I think the important thing is they cannot have to play, they can't play catch-up football. They've got to throw the ball and get into this game so they don't have to just throw. That's when it's really murder.
And that's what Jaworski has had to face so far this year. That's why he's had to throw so much. Quick is in motion, 2nd and 7 at the 15. Out of the eye, here's Montgomery again. Wilbert Montgomery hit forward to the 16-yard line. Once again, Charles Mann makes the tackle, and now Jaworski is faced with a 3rd and about 6. And he's also going to be faced with the likes of Tony McGee and Perry Brooks, the pass rushers, and the nickel and dime backs.
Well, when they know you're going to throw the ball, they're tough because they're big and they're strong and they get good penetration. They like to blitz a linebacker. They're pretty good back there coverage-wise, but the important thing is they do not give you enough time to throw the ball. If you have enough time to throw the ball, then, of course, you ought to be able to move the ball pretty well. But that's the real problem is pass protection.
You were talking about having to throw. The Eagles have not scored a touchdown in the first quarter yet this year. And that's extended today. 3rd down and 5 at the 17. Jaworski, Kenny Jackson, he can't hold on to it. He was covered over there by Darrell Green, so Mike Horan has to come in once again to punt. 4th down for the Eagles.
Everything was perfect except one thing. You didn't catch the football. Protection was good. The ball was right on the money, and you just dropped the football. You can't have that happen when you try to get back into a football game like this one, and they're very much in this game. They're just one play away from being out of the game so far.
Here's Mike Nelms, who returned a punt 46 yards in the first quarter. The Eagles had good field position, or the Redskins had good field position on 2 occasions, couldn't score. They went for the big play early here in the second. Horan, end over end. Nelms on the run. Mike Nelms into Eagle territory. And they're mixing up a little bit. Mike Reichenbach, who is just signed by the Eagles this week. A 7-yard return by Nelms.
He's got a good start on whatever it is.
And we're only in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Redskins. On the Eagle 47, John Reagan picking his way. Not that time. Gain of about a yard, that's all. Harrison is out of the ball game, and Byron Darby replaces him. It is 2nd down and 8 for the Redskins. On the Eagle 45, Art Monk, who caught the touchdown pass, is in motion. Play action pass, deep drop for Theismann, and he completes the pass to the 41-yard line to John Riggins. John Riggins is only his 4th reception of the year, and Ken Clark, the nose tackle, makes the play.
And they can't block him with one guy either. They'll usually try to block him with 2. Bostic gets a shot at him, and then the right guard or the left guard will clean up. Mark Mays now is in with a double dip block right there. You see Bostic and May, and they do a good job of keeping him on the line of scrimmage.
The Redskins at 3rd and 5 at the 42.
Well, he's in a 3-point stance there, ready to go.
Bring the swamp fox in there. In motion is Art Monk. Theismann fires. Incomplete. Herman Edwards defending against Virgil C. That's a big play because, as you said, the Eagles are in this game down 7-0. A first down there might have been trouble.
Yeah, that's just one play away from being back in the contest and a lot of time to go. Look at this. Rams 7 and the New York Giants 6. Second quarter, Atlanta 3, San Francisco zip. That's a surprise so far. Green Bay 10 and Tampa Bay 7.
Jeff Hayes will punt. Evan Cooper is back. 4th-round draft pick out of the University of Michigan. For the Eagles, they've held firm, trailing only on that big play, 7-0. Cooper is going to let it drop inside the 10, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. So the Philadelphia Eagles will take over, but once again, some of the green shirts and the white shirts briefly go at it. Joe Gibbs, hoping his team has gotten back after 2 losses to start the year, and he can't emphasize more, Hank, how important that turnaround in the San Francisco game was.
Yeah, they talked about, you've heard the quote before, but they talked about the fact that really they could have lost a lot more than a game had they not come back in the second half and played as well as they did. I think they recaptured their personality, and only time will tell is, how strongly they'll maintain that same personality, but they look like they got it back.
Michael Haddix is in the backfield. Out of the eye, the tailback is Montgomery. 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Eagles, trailing 7-0. Play action pass up the middle. Montgomery has it, and Wilbert to the 29-yard line, shy of a first down by a yard. Neil Olkewicz, the middle linebacker, makes the stop.
I still think that's what they have to do, Dick. They have to throw the ball on first down. They got to throw, and then come back to the run, and I think that'll be a more efficient way to move the football than trying to stuff it at them on 1st and 10 like they have in the first quarter.
In other words, pass to set up the run.
That's right.
Jaworski, 5 for 7, but you see with 18 yards, he's not getting much on the passes. 2nd down and 1 at the 29. Montgomery hit. His forward motion may be enough for a first down as he gets close to the 30-yard line. So playing conservatively are the Eagles and Ted Marchibroda, their offensive coordinator.
Here they go, running to their left, and they're stuffed right on the line of scrimmage. It looked like Butts, number 65, was able to make the penetration. And running that way, Dick, is really like trying to put perfume on a pig. You know, it doesn't do much good, does it?
Here's Ted Marchibroda, right to the left there in the white shirt, who was in Detroit last year.
Yeah, he was very revealing yesterday. We talked to him about his game plan. Then he said, we're going to run some, and we're going to pass some.
Yeah. They may run right, and they may run left.
Yeah, he's great, isn't he?
Ted's been around and has been a terrific football man over the years.
Oh, he's terrific. Really one of the fine ones in the game.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line with 8:46 to go. Montgomery, and now Haddix goes in motion. Big pressure put on by Dexter Manley, and Jaworski, before he turns around, says, what hit me? It was Manley.
That's really a tough assignment. Dean Miraldi, the left tackle, trying to block Manley, and of course the right tackle, Mitchell, trying to block Mann. That's a big assignment, especially when they know you're going to throw the football. That time was a play action, delayed screen, but nobody touched Mann. Look at him come through there. And he really got Jaworski in the vice and threw him right to the turf.
Boy, he's taken a beating over the years, hasn't he?
Yes, he has, but he's tough. He comes back all the time and hangs in there tough.
2nd down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Andre Hardy and Michael Haddix are the two backs, so Montgomery gets a breather right here. Jaworski under pressure again, completes to Spagnola, the tight end, and the Eagles have a first down at the 43-yard line. He was shut out against San Francisco last week, but Spagnola has a first down. Mel Kaufman and Larry Kubin make the stop.
There again, he gets enough time to throw the ball, and there's times where they're going to get penetration, but they got him right in the seam, right on the numbers, the zone, got the ball right on the money, and Spagnola, anytime he gets a chance to get that ball, he sucks it up like he's got a big vacuum sweeper in his hands and puts it away and makes the necessary yardage for the first down.
They missed him last year when he was out with the back injury. He has the most catches of the Eagle receivers. 1st and 10 at the 43.
They're going to come right back here and throw again on 1st and 10.
They don't. They go to Hardy up the middle, and the big back pushes the line ahead to about 4 yards with Olkewicz and Butts making the stop. For an NFL Today update, let's check in right now with Brent Musburger.
Dick, here's a coach who is not conservative. Going in at the 5-yard line. Montana's out for Bill Walsh. Reads the blitz. So does Francis. Francis, the hot receiver in that situation. 7-3 Niners lead. Back to Dick.
So the 49ers hope to stay undefeated, and they're ahead of the Falcons right now with 7:20 to go in the first half. The Eagles, 2nd down and 6 on their own 47.
The run draws pretty well because they anticipate passes in this situation.
Hardy again. Hardy hit, and a good play by Darrell Green coming up from the secondary. Tell you, there is no better player in the secondary for the Redskins than Darrell Green, who's a genuine star. He can really cover the field.
And he's so big, too. He's 5'8", 170. How about that? Isn't that
Howard. There's a guy who's big, but he's shaken up. Andre Hardy, the 5th-round draft pick, who goes out of the game. They like Hardy. He had a terrific preseason out of Division II St. Mary's College. Wilbur Montgomery is back in there now at the shotgun. With Jaworski, 3rd and 5 at the 48.
And they're playing with five defensive backs, 4 of whom are corners.
Jaworski under pressure. Going to Montgomery, incomplete. Monty Coleman defending on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Jaworski is upset and complaining to the officials, anyone that'll listen to him. But it'll be 4th down, and Mike Horan will have to come in and kick. There he is. He'll be kicking to Nelms.
Coleman is really tough to throw on. He's very fast, very quick. very good cover guy. The guy they ought to be working on if they're going to do that probably is Mel Kaufman, their left linebacker, number 55, especially on play action passes.
4th down and 5. Moraine. Eagles might have tried to draw the Redskins offside. 4th and 5. Short kick, Nelms at the 22. And he's tackled at the 30-yard line by Mike Reichenbach. A 31-yard punt by Horan and a 9-yard return. Dennis Harrison is back in the ball game for the Eagles. At end, Virgil C. goes in motion on 1st and 10 at the 31. Art Monk makes the catch. And perhaps another first down, and it is for the Washington Redskins. Herman Edwards making the stop.
It's fun to watch. You talk about Virgil C. It's fun to watch him practice. You look at all those little backs and also receivers. Here you see, watch coming off the line of scrimmage. Art Monk gets a free release, a big cushion by Edwards. They throw the ball in front. He falls, but makes a nice gain in the play. They move the chains 1st and 10. But talking about Virgil C., he's 5'8". We've got so many people on this squad about the same size. They look like they were made from the same cookie cutter.
Including Keith Griffin.
That's right.
Who's playing in place of the injured Joe Washington.
Billy Barty'd have a chance to play with this team.
There's goes C in motion. 1st and 10 at the 41. Theismann's pass almost intercepted. It bounced out of Elbert Fowles' chest. Couldn't hit him any better, but it hit him hard off Elbert Fowles. There was a break for the Eagles that didn't materialize.
Yeah, I think what happens, and watch, the ball is thrown inside. See, and it hits him right in the face mask and also in the shoulder pads. He did not see the ball out in front soon enough, and for that reason went right through his hands and hit him right in the smush.
So it'll just go as an incomplete pass. Show me where that smush is, by the way, if you can.
From the chin up.
At the 41-yard line, 5:17 to go in the first half. Virgil C. goes in motion. Here's John Riggins. Riggins carries it out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. Tackled by Dennis Harrison. One big play in the ball game, and that was Joe Theismann's 51-yard touchdown pass to Art Monk. It was Riggins who got the handoff on that play and pitched back to Theismann on the dipsy-do, and that held the secondary and the linebackers to allow Art Monk to beat everyone.
Yeah, I think the key to the success of that play is Riggins runs straight ahead so much. He did a good job of acting and then flipped it right back to Theismann, and he got it downfield.
Tom Struthers is in the ball game along with Byron Darby, 4 down linemen on 3rd and 6 for the Eagles, but Theismann completes the pass to Don Warren. And a first down at the 35-yard line of Philadelphia. Wes Hopkins, who had a knee injury, but is now at free safety, came up to make the play.
Warren really did a great job. He made a move to the inside. Watching 85. He looks like he's going inside. Freezes the linebacker, breaks the outside. The ball's right on money, right on the numbers. He makes a catch, covers up the ball, keeps it tight, and makes the first down and play.
He caught 20 passes last year. Already he has 10 this year. 1st and 10 at the 35. Rick Walker in motion. Riggins. Riggins. He may have another first down. Picking his way to the line, as only Riggins can do.
The great thing about Riggins, you're in his position now at the fullback spot. Look at, he runs to the right. They're all reaching and trying to get a head on everybody. He sees a cavity. He takes advantage of it. Griggs overruns the play, number 58, and runs right up the middle and picks up nice gain and play. But great running on part of Riggins, something that he does so well.
Looking at the clock remaining in the second quarter. 2nd down and less than a yard for Redskins. Riggins. And Riggins hadn't been stopped by the Eagles. I think he was by Greg Brown and Dennis Harrison, the 2 ends. So it'll be 3rd down and short yardage, and Anthony Jones, a rookie, tight end and a good short yardage blocker, is into the ball game along with Otis Wansley. No certain what Redskins may do here.
Except, you know, with such the busted yard and with a great back like Riggins, this really would be, you're in this position about 3 times in a game, and it would be a great time for a play action fake, cut at a big play, because you could still come back and 4th down and go for the quarter 2 for the first down.
Wansley goes to it. We go to Riggins, and Riggins has a first down to the 20. And a good block by the left tackle, Joe Jacoby.
They got off the ball again. You talk about the left side, Joe Jacoby, Russell, and Bostic. All three of whom did a good job, and of course Riggins, all he needs is a crack, a cavity, and he can get through there and pick up yardage on the play.
First and 10 at the 20 now for Redskins with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half. 7-0 Washington.
Look at all the room you got on the right side from a receiver standpoint.
Riggins again. This time Rick Brown hit him, but Riggins will get a couple of yards just by falling forward. Picks up about 2 on the play.
You know, talking to Riggins like we did the other day, he said it's unusual that after a game on Monday, he really doesn't feel very sore and stiff, but he does about Tuesday or Wednesday, so the chemistry might be changing, he said, a little bit as he gets older.
Most people would think that Monday's your worst day. Not for John Riggins. This is our 2-minute warning here in the first half.
21 field goal attempts to set an NFL record for accuracy. Mosley also hits a record 23 consecutive kicks, which include 3 from the previous season, as he becomes the first kicker in league history to be named the most valuable player.
Take a skateboard in this situation. They don't do anything quickly, but you never know.
Second down and 8. Drive started on the Redskins' 31-yard line.
Well, here we go.
Theismann rolling out. Fires to Monk. Can't hold on. Defending was Elbert Fowles on the play, so Joe is going to go hard. Monk again. Nothing doing. The one big play. Theismann to Monk, 51 yards. The only scoring. Teams have 1 timeout remaining. The Eagles have all 3 of theirs. Third down and 8.
They're going to try to get it to Griffin, I think.
Theismann going for Griffin in the end zone, and it's incomplete. Couldn't get it. It was out of the end zone. So the rookie and the youngest member of the Redskins playing in place of Joe Washington, who's out with a sprained knee. Good coverage by Evan Cooper and Ray Ellis.
Yeah, they had that set up nicely. They sent a man in motion to the right side, trying to get Griffin one-on-one on a linebacker. He ran a flat and up, but they had it faded in good shape, covered well.
So Mark Mosley will come in and attempt a 35-yard field goal. He missed a 45-yarder earlier to break his string of 7 straight field goals. But 7 out of 8 ain't bad. 1:48 on the clock, holding his Theismann. The kick is up. The kick is good. A 35-yard field goal by Mark Mosley, who, as we said at the outset, is an original Eagle. He was a 14th round draft choice by Philadelphia 14 years ago.
Very uncharacteristic of the Washington Redskins not to take better advantage of field position. They got it early in a plus 49, didn't get anything. Plus 47, didn't get anything. Now they get it on a plus 47 and get 3. But they usually do a much better job of getting 7 on the board when they have good field position.
Some final scores. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Chicago Bears earlier today, and the Miami Dolphins beat St. Louis. Dallas and St. Louis will clash in an NFC East Division contest next week in the NFL. It all starts with the NFL today. The Cardinals against the Cowboys. These Redskins go against the Colts in Indianapolis. There used to be a big rivalry when it was Baltimore and Washington, Hank.
It'll be a big one in Indianapolis, I guarantee you. They'll be screaming.
Philadelphia against Buffalo, the Eagles against the Bills, and the Falcons and the Rams. Check your local listings. Here's the kick. Hayes. And at the goal line, Joe Hayes brings it out to the 20-yard line, and with 1:38 on the clock, the Eagles will take over, and they have all 3 of their timeouts.
Before you have a problem, I think that's the time to have the meetings. I think sometimes when you have them after you've started to lose, I think it's too late.
Jaworski is 6 of 10 for 31 yards. In the shotgun at first down, McGee with some pressure. Incomplete. Tony Woodruff was the intended receiver. Ricky Smith defending on the play. I want to remind you, coming up at halftime, we'll have scores and highlights with Brendan Erb, plus legends of the game, former Detroit Lion Alex Karras. Jaworski is taking more of a leadership role, which is one of the reasons why he probably called a meeting with just the skill team.
Yeah, I think it's an illustration of how much he feels about the team and what he cares about the team. He's a 10-year pro. He's been around for a long, long time. They respect him an awful lot, and I'm sure it had to have some good effect on the squad.
Second down and 10. Pressure, watch out, and down he goes inside the 5.
Tony McGee and Dexter Manley. Second sack of the game for the Redskins.
That's what you hate to belabor the point, but that's the thing you want to be careful of when you play Washington. You don't want to have to give them the opportunity. You know that you're going to throw the ball. Here he is back in the pocket. They have a stunt up the middle, but Dexter Manley, number 72, and McGee, Tony McGee, 78, they get the penetration and they put the squeeze on him and throwing for a sack at about the 4-yard line.
Redskins looking to put pressure on. They've been effective that way. Jaworski going up on top. And it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Tony Woodruff, and Ricky Smith, who is a former New England Patriot, acquired 2 weeks ago, played Woodruff step for step. Good defense for the Redskins, and they will indeed get their hands on the ball again.
And the one thing they cannot afford to do here, talking about the Redskins, they cannot afford to rush the kicker. They want to make sure he kicks it, but they can't afford to rush him and provide them with an opportunity to maintain possession. They want to come out of here with good field position and take over on offense.
Nelms, looking for that good field position, is standing at the Eagle 45-yard line. Horan punting from the back of the end zone. They're going to try to block it. No, they peel back. Good kick by Horan. He sends Nelms back to his own 49. Nelms goes out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:02 remaining at the 35-yard line. Reichenbach again makes the tackle for Philadelphia. Keep in mind the Redskins are out of timeouts.
Major Everett had a good chance to make the tackle in the open field that time, number 39, but he was not under control. He was flying too fast. He was way too high, and Nels made a little move on him and right down the sideline for better field position.
A 47-yard punt and a good return by Nelms, 16 yards. He had one earlier for 46. So the Redskins will start again in Eagle territory. 4 out of the 6 times they've had the ball in the first half, they've been in Philadelphia land. And Theismann, 6 of 14, including a touchdown pass. Well, they like ball control, but we may not see it on this one. Art Monk in motion. Theismann. And finally down by Greg Brown, the first sack of the game for the Eagles, way back at the 45-yard line, and now they move it up toward the 49. That's where the sack is, and Greg Brown leads the Eagles.
It looked like they were going to try to throw the ball back here on a screen pass. It looked kind of an Andy over ball back here to Griffin, but they had it faded in good shape. Joe didn't have a place to throw the ball, and he finally got tackled there by the defensive right end, Brown, who made a very good recovery.
41 seconds, clock running. Skins out of timeout. Theismann drills it. Art Monk intercepted by Hopkins. Wes Hopkins running it back, and Hopkins brings it into Redskin territory at the 47-yard line. The first turnover of the ball game. Hopkins tackled by Mark May, and now the Eagles have 31 seconds to try to get the ball in at least field goal position.
Here we see it. Theismann back in the pocket, throwing the ball to the right side near the numbers. It's deflected. Hopkins comes up with the ball, number 48, Wes Hopkins, runs down the sideline. He really should have tried to get out of bounds to stop the clock, but he didn't do that. And now it's 1st and 10 on about the plus 47.
Only the second interception for the Eagles this year. Bernard Wilson has the other. Philadelphia hasn't forced many turnovers. 1st and 10 at the 48. They have all of their timeouts remaining, but not much time. Jaworski. Incomplete. Looking for Woodruff, and Ricky Smith was defending again.
You know, that time it looked like Ron tried to aim the ball, tried to steer it. He was a little concerned because he's been a little high with some of his balls. That time he tried to aim it, and I think any time that you do that, you're going to take something off the ball, and he threw it right into the turf.
26 seconds on the clock in the second quarter. Brent Nerve with scores and highlights. Legends of the game, Alex Karras, the profile today, coming up. 3 wide receivers. Woodruff is out to the left. Jackson and Quick to the right. 2nd and 10.
They got 4 corners in the game and a safety.
Jaworski up the middle is Hubie Oliver, and Oliver is tackled by Monty Coleman. The clock stops at 19 seconds, and the Eagles call a timeout. That's the first timeout. They have 2 remaining.
They have plenty of time to move the ball down there, at least get a shot at the field goal.
There's Paul McFadden kneeling way behind. 2 new kickers, Horan and McFadden, have been a bright spot for the Eagles. 3rd down and 6 at the 44. The Eagles have missed on 6 previous 3rd down conversions. Jaworski steps up, interception, Vernon Dean. And Vernon Dean ends that threat for the Redskins. That is his 4th interception of the year. He was not a starter at right cornerback when the year started. He picked off 3 against the Giants and now has number 4.
They got a 4-man rush, and they got 6 defensive backs in the game. He had to throw over the top, try to hit the receiver in the middle area that time, and just threw it a little bit too high again because of penetration in front. He was not able to throw the ball like he wanted to, threw it high, and it was intercepted by Vernon Dean, number 32.
Vernon Dean had lost his job last year to Anthony Washington late in the year in the playoffs. Got it back. Made the most of his chance here. 1st and 10 with 10 seconds to go at the 41, and you're not going to see anything fancy, I don't think, from Theismann. You never know. Well, Joe's going to try and get something here, and he throws it out of bounds with 5 seconds to go. He was going for Keith Griffin, the rookie back.
And he hit Charlie Taylor on the sideline. He was the only guy that was open. But he spotted him in a white sweater, the Hall of Famer. He made the catch just like he used to.
You know, the way the Redskins are with all these players on injured reserve coming on and off, maybe he thought Charlie Taylor was activated.
I guarantee you, Charlie Taylor, the way he looks, could still play, and he caught that ball very easy just like he used to.
5 seconds remain in the first half. You've got to credit Philadelphia's defense. They've played well.
Oh, they really have. They played well enough. Well, of course, if they didn't play well, they'd be a lot farther behind than they are right now at 10-0.
And Theismann will let the final seconds tick off, but despite the good defense by Philadelphia, the Washington Redskins, with the big play, have taken a 10-0 lead into halftime, and when you have that lead, you know what the other club is going to have to do.
And the thing they did that time, they veered to the side of Walker. You see the nose man, number 71, make a move to the left, Ken Clark. And, of course, the tackle was made by Griggs, number 58.
Clark started it, Griggs finished it. Loss of 1. Coming out of the game is Riggins, and so Keith Griffin is in there. 2nd and 11 at the 30. And here carrying the ball is Keith Griffin, showing some speed. Joe Gibbs this week said that right now he's the fastest back I have. Joel Williams and Jerry Robinson bring back diminutive Keith Griffin, 10th round draft pick out of Miami.
He's 5'8", 185. He's got very good quickness, good speed, and a strong little guy.
Told us the other day the one thing he was concerned about coming into this game was not making any mistakes, make sure he picked up the blitz. First carry in the NFL for Keith Griffin. It'll be 3rd down and 4 at the 37-yard line. Virgil sees in motion to the left. Now Art Monk. 3rd and 4, Theismann in trouble, and Theismann is down at the 31-yard line. That's the 2nd sack of the ball game for the Eagles, and it was Dennis Harrison, who had a great first half last year and has tailed off. Maybe he's coming back now.
Yeah, he's capable. He's big and he's strong, and he's capable of making good plays defensively. Here you see him coming around the outside, Dennis Harrison. There you see him making the play. Number 68.
Jeff Hayes will punt. So the Eagles defense continues to do a fine job in this first series. Kevin Cooper deep.
This is a big series for Philadelphia. They should come out of here with pretty good field position and a chance to do something offensively.
High kick, not a long kick, and a fair catch called for by the rookie Evan Cooper at the 31-yard line, a 37-yard punt. Considering some of the places that the Eagles have taken over the ball, this is not bad field position for them at the 32-yard line. timeout. Just the start of things. Just about 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. We'll see what the Eagles have in mind. Did they pass on first down?
Yeah, I'd like to see him throw the ball, open the thing up a little bit, and try to make something happen with the forward passing game.
Jimmy Oliver is the lone setback. At the 32, first and 10. Jaworski's going to do that. And Jaworski fires away, caught by Spagnola. And John Spagnola, the tight end from Yale, carries it out to the 39-yard line. His second reception of the ball game. Mel Kaufman and Darrell Green make the tackle. It'll be second down and 3.
Watch Spagnola now come off the line of scrimmage. Kaufman gives him a shot at the line of scrimmage. He sells him on an inside move, pushes off, comes back for the ball to the outside. The ball is right on the money. He makes the catch and finally is tackled there, but did a good job of maneuvering downfield to the first, close to the first down.
Oliver is the tailback. Now Montgomery is the tailback. Wilbert Montgomery driving is shy of a first down by about a yard. And good play by Neil Olkowitz and Curtis Jordan forcing from the free safety position. It'll be third and short for the Eagles as Montgomery gets the call. Third down and less than a yard for Philadelphia. Ron Jaworski in the first half, 7 of 15 for 34 yards and completed his first pass here in the second half. Ball at the 41-yard line.
I would think they'd run left and make sure they ran away from Butts.
They are, and it's Montgomery on a counter. Wilbert Montgomery has a first down up to the 49-yard line and gain of 8 on the play. Darrell Green makes the tackle, and the Philadelphia Eagles driving just shy of midfield.
Watch the left side of the line now. They get off the ball in good shape. Morale, Perot, and Dennard. He cuts back away from the grain and pops through a daylight situation and picks up the necessary yardage for the first down.
Now we're going to play coach again. Now you're at the 49. Do you throw again on first down?
I'd pump it up again on first down. I sure would. I'd try to get something more than, more than 3 on first down, which you ought to do with a forward pass. And then you can play on second and third.
Montgomery is the setback. They give it to Montgomery, and he is clobbered behind the line of scrimmage. Neil Olkowitz had some help. Dave Butts and Charles Mann there. So the Redskin credo is stop the run, and they stop Montgomery on first down. Olkowitz comes out.
Yeah, watch it. It's a counter play. They're trying to go sideways with the counter play. The right tackle, Mitchell, was pulling on the play, but no place to go. He almost, like running through a revolving door that time, and he got shot down right at the line of scrimmage.
Kubin comes in for Olkowitz, second and 10. So now the Redskins will be thinking Jaworski will throw. They're getting awfully anxious. No penalty markers down. Jaworski is down. No! Dexter Manley and the man. They missed him first, and then it was Manley and man, third sack of the ball game, and Dexter Manley has been on just about all of them.
Yeah, it's really murder. See, second and long, they know you're going to throw the ball, and they put so much pressure. Look at Butts on a blitz, on a stunt coming right up the middle. Grant getting inside, Manley coming to the outside, and of course, Charlie Mann also involved in the play. Good pressure on the part of the Washington Redskins.
Manley and Mann. Butts and Grant. Deep. Third down and 16 now at the 43-yard line.
There are 5 defensive backs, 4 of whom are corners.
They don't play a dime. They bring in 2 extra cornerbacks, bring a safety out. Montgomery, penalty flag is down. Wilbert Montgomery gets back to the 49-yard line of Washington. Coleman and Kaufman made the tackle on the play.
And I think they're going to call it on Maraldi, number 64, the left tackle. I'm not sure, but that might be the case.
And only 2 penalties in the game till now.
Holding number 74, offense, penalty decline.
74.
Called it on Leonard Mitchell, the right tackle. It is declined, of course. It'll be fourth down. And Horan will punt. Mike Nelms is deep. One of the premier punt returners in the league. First quarter return to punt 46 yards. Horan's got to be a busy guy with the Eagles offense the way it's been this year.
Yeah, he's going to have a sore foot.
High kick, And a good kick by Horan. Nelms at the 10. Hemmed in. And spun down at the 23-yard line by Mike Reichenbach from East Stroudsburg, who has been in on a lot of plays on special teams, 4 that we can count. A 39-yard punt by Horan. 1st and 10, 84. Victory today would do it. And if they do it, it'll be their 6th in a row against the Eagles. 1st and 10 for Theismann on the 23-yard line. Don Warren in motion. Play action pass out to Virgil C. And he can't hold on to it. It'll be an incompleted pass. Herman Edwards covering on the play. Right now for an NFL Today update, let's check in once again with Brent Musburger. Brent?
Dick, for the Lions, it has suddenly become the Billy Sims show. Out of the eye, he finds daylight and breaks free against the Chargers. Now he'll start to veer to the right, and the defensive back Gilbert will run him down at the 1-yard line, 81-yard run, yet the Lions score right after that, and now they're climbing back into it. Let's go back to Dick.
So Billy Sims having a whale of a game, and here's John Riggins, who has a slew of those to his credit, bringing it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 2. Dennis Harrison making the tackle for Philadelphia.
They like to run that counter play, where a counter meaning that the fullback, in this particular case, takes a step to his left and then goes to his right. He takes a step with the express purpose of permitting the lineman to get out in front. That time, Harrison made a very good play, number 68, and they did not make any yardage on that counter play.
8 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Still 10-0 in favor of the Redskins. 3rd and 8. The Eagles don't blitz much, and they are not on this play, and wide open field for Joe Theismann. And Theismann, beyond to the 35-yard line, has a first down for the Washington Redskins, and the Eagles have not been able to contain him when Joe has had his receivers covered.
They're so concerned about getting an outside rush to make sure he doesn't roll out that they're permitting him to run inside. Now here's a good view of it. Look at all the room on the left side. There's a big hole there. You could drive a tank through that big hole there, and he sees that he has to go up the field and make the necessary yardage for the first down. And a big bomber, wouldn't he? Well, he can move that head around.
Boy, they sure come with them stuff here. Theismann, first down pass is caught by Art Monk. Elbert Fowles defending on the play up to the 41-yard line. They bring all sorts of gear here, you know, the hogs with the noses and the little puppets and so forth.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun. They love the Redskins, don't they?
They've had sellouts here since 1966. 135 in a row, and that's an NFL record.
Oh, looks like somebody I know.
Is that a former John Riggins haircut?
I think it is.
2nd down and 3 at the 42, and John Riggins carries and has got the first down beyond the 45, close to the 47-yard line, and it was Reggie Wilkes making the tackle, and a good block by Russ Grimm.
Yeah, with the coaches calling the plays, Joe Gibbs calling the plays on the sideline, everything they run is a very high percentage kind of a play, and they succeed in moving the chains, and that's what it's all about. That's what they call Redskin football. Watch Clark, number 71, looking at him get a shot by Mark May, number 73, the right guard. Sometime he gets blocked by Bostic and then the guard, and it's a tough responsibility for a guy like Clark.
Riggins has carried 17 times so far for 59 yards. 1st and 10 at the 46. He'll catch this pass, get some blocking. Riggins into Eagle territory at the 46-yard line. Joe Jacoby with a good block there. Joel Williams and Ken Clark make the tackle.
Nothing but a dump pass out here to Riggins. He doesn't catch many balls. They don't throw to him very much, but it's he makes the catch, gets up the field, and he's got terrific vision. You see Jacoby out in front, throws a block on the inside. Russ Grimm misses one. He was a little disturbed by that, but Riggins got the most out of the play that he possibly could.
Amazing. He's 35 years old and stayed out a year. 2nd and 2 at the 46. Riggins is stopped for no gain, so it'll be 3rd down and 2. Clogging up the middle, Greg Brown and Dennis Harrison for the Eagles. 6 minutes and 10 seconds remain in the third quarter. We haven't had any scoring here in this period, and the Redskins still lead at 10-0.
And Harrison, 6'8", 275. He's big and he's strong. Drafted 4 in 1978.
Art Monk came into the game as the leading receiver in the NFL. He was on injured reserve first half of last year. 3rd and 2. Riggins. First down. Talk about move the pile. He moved whoever was in front of him for the Philadelphia Eagles. First down, Brenard Wilson makes the stop.
Watch the left side come off the ball. Jacoby Grimm, the tight end, coming off in good shape. But the big thing is that Riggins goes into the pile and comes out the other end. That's what he does so well. Rick Walker, number 88, was also involved in making a block at the point of attack.
5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Look at all the room on the right side. He might throw something outside to the split. Look at all the room out there. There he goes.
Play action. He's looking that way. Under pressure. Being rushed. And now Theismann takes off again. And Theismann will escape out of bounds, but not before he picks up 6 yards or more on the play. Reggie Wilk chased him out of bounds. Theismann has been running well today. And a good pass rush by both Jerry Robinson and Ken Clark.
That's only the second time he's deliberately rolled out. He rolls out from the counter play, fakes to Riggins, rolls out to his right with the express purpose of throwing downfield. They had a one-on-one, but they had him covered in good shape. Joe very decisively makes the move, runs downfield, and comes very close to picking up the necessary yardage for the first down. 2nd and short.
2 yards to go at the 34-yard line. Theismann's the 3rd leading rusher on this team. Riggins hit at the line. Stopped immediately. Dennis Harrison. Greg Brown was there. Let's credit Greg Brown where credit is due. He hit Riggins right away. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Washington Redskins and the National Football League. Riggins gets a hand as he leaves the game from the capacity crowd. 3rd and 4 at the 36-yard line of Philadelphia. Theismann. They take off. He will. First down. Still going up the middle. Joe Theismann inside the 10. May have prevented a touchdown.
There again, you have to understand that the Eagles are playing their defensive ends a lot wider to make sure they keep Joe in the pocket. Linebackers are running back to be involved in pass protection, pass coverage, and so the middle is wide open, and he's taken advantage of it on 3 definite occasions here. Look at the wide rush by the defensive right end, Greg Brown, number 98, and for that reason, the middle is open. They're keeping him in the pocket, but he's killing him up the middle with the runs.
28-yard pickup, and so Theismann, who had the longest run from scrimmage last week and a little pushing after the play against New England, 25 yards, has done it again right now with 28 yards, the longest rush of the game.
Joe is too smart, I guarantee you, to push back.
Art Monk shaken up.
Well, that's the thing. When you play against a guy like Theismann, he has such great escapability skill. And it's so important that you keep him in the pocket, but you forget that keeping him in the pocket sometimes can be a problem, too, if you don't have somebody who's going to police the middle area and be the cop and give him a ticket if he tries to speed by.
Looked like he was able to speed and there was no cop around.
That's right, no ticket.
So Marion Campbell is seeing his team in danger of falling behind now, 17-0. First and goal on the 8. Theismann has rushed for 57 yards in 6 carries. Three and a half minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Riggins is going to score with ease.
Easy, the counter play again. They steps left to permit the left guard and the left tackle to get through the hole. Look at a big seam there, and a beautiful block there at the point of attack by number 73, Mark May. Riggins pops through the hole, goes into the end zone, touchdown, Washington Redskins. But you talk about a beautifully executed play. That was it.
Kick is good by Mosley, and it's 17-0. John Riggins with his 7th touchdown of the season, and now trails only Jim Brown, Lenny Moore, and Don Hudson for career touchdowns. That was number 101, as you saw. And now he's past Harris with 101, 4th in the all-time list, and there's your scoring drive and your ball control.
12 plays, 77 yards, 6 minutes and 2 seconds. That's what they mean when they talk about Washington Redskins football.
Control that line performance, get the running game going, and stop the other guy's run. Hayes kicking off to Hayes, Jeff to Joe at the 2. Joe Hayes hit Rich Maudie again at the 17-yard line, and a penalty flag is thrown. Rich Maudie made the tackle on Hayes. They'll mark it at the 18-yard line, but Jerry Seaman will have a penalty to tell us about. Illegal block on the Eagles on the run back.
So they're right back in the soup again. Bad field position. Maudie doing an excellent job on especially teams, and Marion Campbell does not like what he sees.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 67, receiving team.
Well, in 2 weeks, college football returns CBS. You'll either see a Big Ten battle between the Fighting Illini and the Buckeyes of Ohio State under Earl Bruce, or Washington against Stanford, a Pac-10 battle. Check your local listing. 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. Jaworski. Wide open, Mike Quick. And Mike Quick is stopped by Tony Peters, and if Peters hadn't stopped Quick, Quick would have been quickly in the end zone.
They blew the covers that time. They had a double zone, meaning that they had the outside receivers covered double, but Peters, watch him, he does not get to the outside. Quick goes right down the sideline. Peters is looking inside for the ball, does not see the receiver in time. Finally makes a tackle, but he makes a big gain on the play and gets out of trouble.
26-yard pickup for Mike Quick, and that is his first catch of the day. He has not had a good first month, and he'll admit that to you. His concentration hasn't been right. He hasn't had many thrown at him today, in all fairness. 1st and 10 at the 36, play action pass. There's Mike Quick again. First down into Redskin territory at the 45-yard line, and that goes for 19 yards.
Now, that was a play-action fake and a play-action pass, Dick, and, you know, the trouble with getting behind is that if you're not careful, you eliminate the play-action pass because a lot of times they disregard it because they know you're not going to run. But there was a good illustration of it. They spread the zone, and they flooded the zone, and Quick was wide open in the seam between the deep back and the short back.
1st and 10 at the 45. Jaworski has had good success first down throwing.
6 out of 9 for 81 yards.
Hubie Oliver gets 2 or 3 yards on the play. Darrell Grant and Neil Olkowitz make the tackle. The clock is running. We're in the 3rd quarter. It's 17-0 in favor of the Washington Redskins.
To get back in this game, we talked about the throwing, which is very obvious, but I think in conjunction with the throwing, Dick, it's very important also that you run some draws, you run some traps, you run some screens, but you ought to be satisfied with that kind of running to move the ball, to slow down the rush. You've got to get the ball down the field if you're going to get back in this game.
2nd down. They're at the 44-yard line of the Redskins.
Look at all the room on the left side. If they throw there.
It's Mike Quick's area. Jaworski looking there, and Spagnola up in the air was anyone's ball, and Tony Peters almost picked it off. Jaworski took a lick after throwing the ball. I'll tell you about Ron Jaworski. Today he made his 108th consecutive start, and that is the longest string among active quarterbacks. He had been tied with Joe Ferguson, but Ferguson did not start today's game for Buffalo. Joe Dufek did, and so Jaworski has the longest string.
He's tough. He's tough and he's strong and he loves to play and he's got a good arm. He just needs time enough to throw the football, which he hasn't had a lot of here this afternoon.
He's faced with a 3rd and 9 with 58 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
There again, he got a one-on-one on the left side. See if he tries to throw there. There he is.
It's caught by Wilbert Montgomery, and it should be good enough for a Philadelphia first down. Monty Coleman defending on the play. Montgomery has been the outstanding offensive player for the Eagles today.
Now watch the stunt coming on. He's got time enough to throw the ball, throws it beautifully outside. to Wilbert Montgomery, number 31. And it's a nice gain in the play. But again, it's typical of what happens when you have time enough to throw the ball. Here it is again. Good protection. Good protection. Plenty of time to step up into the pocket and deliver the football.
This is the Eagles' longest penetration, deepest penetration into Redskin territory in the ball game. They're at the 34, first and 10. Jaworski going for Mike Quick and overthrows it. Question, Hank. Here's Mike Quick, who is certainly one of the big threats in the National Football League. He catches his first pass in the latter stages of the third quarter. What were the Redskins doing that they didn't go to Quick earlier?
Well, it wasn't so much that. They're trying to double cover him as much as they possibly can. But I think the big thing, as I mentioned earlier, they didn't have good field position, and they ran the ball an awful lot, trying to get out of trouble, trying to prevent making a mistake. They were fearful of making one and getting in trouble right off the bat early in the game, and that's why evidently he didn't catch 4 balls. But you can't go a whole game with great receivers like Quick and not get him the ball some way, somehow. You got to get the ball to him.
Second and 10. Two tight ends, Vito Cab and Spagnola. Jaworski's hit as he lets it go for Kenny Jackson. Incomplete, out of bounds, and Vernon Dean was with the rookie from Penn State all the way, and Charles Mann knocked Jaworski to the ground just as he let go of the ball.
They predetermined they're going to run a post flag, meaning they're going to run to the goal post with a move inside and back out to the flag. But Vernon Dean had outside leverage on him all the way. He never got head up or never got inside. He was outside, and so for that reason, he had no chance to really make that play. And anytime that the defensive back plays outside like that, it means that he's got inside help, and he doesn't have to worry about anything but protecting the outside, which he did beautifully on the last play.
And the Eagles face third and 10 now. At the 34.
They got a good situation on the left side again.
40 seconds to go.
There it is.
Going there to Woodruff, and Woodruff has it. First down, out of bounds, inside the 20-yard line at the 17. Tony Woodruff with a 17-yard pickup, and Coach Stram had him isolated.
Well, that's what you want. You want a one-on-one situation. Here again, he's got the time to throw the ball, delivers it beautifully right on the money, and he steps out of bounds, but he makes enough yardage for the first down. And the coverage on the play that time was Ricky Smith, number 26.
Tony Woodruff, he's been the big play receiver so far for the Eagles, averaging nearly 18.5 yards per catch. Normally, he's just a skilled possession type of receiver. First and 10 at the 17. Both wide receivers out to the right, Quick and Jackson. Jaworski up the middle, and Montgomery was all open, but he couldn't hold on to it. I think he probably smelled the end zone, ran before he really had the ball.
Boy, that's tough. That kind of a play, when you're moving like you are, you got to keep moving to change. Watch him. He comes out of the backfield to your right of your screen, pops right into the middle area. Spagnola took everybody out of the zone. It was perfect. Right down by the hash marks, and he dropped the football.
He wouldn't have scored, but he would have had first and goal maybe. It is second and 10 at the 17-yard line. This is a tough day for Jaworski, and all you have to see are those shots of him getting up after he's been hit throwing the ball.
But it never has an adverse effect on him. He hangs right back in there and throws it again.
30 seconds remain in the third quarter, and Jaworski calls a timeout. I think the Redskins were showing a safety blitz, and Jaws decided, as Tony Peters started a charge, I'm going to talk it over.
I tell you, Jaworski's like a baseball hitter at the plate. The pitcher tries to dust him off and comes close. He knocks him down, but he comes right back up. Next time hits a home run. That's the way Jaworski is. He'll come right back and throw a strike.
Tough as they come.
A player down here wouldn't be bad either on second and 10 because they'll be coming, especially inside of Manley.
Long count by Jaworski.
They changed it.
He falls down. Tough break for the Eagles. And a fumble, but the whistle had blown. Jaworski was backed by Darrell Grant.
And he tripped over Petey Perot, the left guard.
Now let's see. The Redskins are coming on as if maybe they recovered, and they did. They call it a fumble, and Washington recovered.
Boy, that's tough. What he did that time, he saw the blitz coming. He looked like he changed the play, and he dropped the football, but he stumbled over Petey Perot, the left guard, and that's why they had the problem.
Darrell Grant recovers the fumble. He was right there. Tough break for the Eagles, but the Redskins, who Right there when the loose balls are around, and it was Darrell Grant recovering the fumble to snuff out that Philadelphia rally, and there you see Marion Campbell looks a little more than upset at this point.
And you see Teddy Marchibroda on the sideline to Campbell's left, who calls the offensive play.
First and 10 for the Redskins on the 21. Riggins picking his way up to the 26-yard line. That may be the last play of the third quarter, and you know that the Redskins will look for ball control from here on out. Jody Schultz and Jerry Robinson make the tackle. So Jaworski had thrown 3 passes for 62 yards in that drive. 2 to Mike Quick, 1 to Tony Woodruff, but the fumble ended that. And that is the end of the third quarter. 2nd and 5 for Theismann at the 26. To the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Boy, they love that counter play. They're running it to death. That time he takes a step to the right, goes back to the left side. And Ken Huff playing the guard position. Right guard was pulling on the play.
Anthony Griggs, Jerry Robinson both made the tackle. 3rd down and 1. Joe Gibbs looking for the 3rd victory in a row. 15 minutes away. They've been successful on 3rd down conversions. Wansley is the motion man, and Riggins barrels ahead. Should have the 1st down, and he does. Right now, for an NFL Today update, here's Brent Musburger.
Dick, a tough afternoon for the Giants out in Anaheim. Phil Simms, the officials say, is in the grasp as he throws the ball. That's another safety for the Rams. They're 2nd of the game, and now they lead it 28-6. Let's go back to Dick and Hank.
Well, when you don't have Vince Ferragamo, you have to depend on something else, and today it's defense for the Rams, Hank.
Yeah, and one of the things they have not been able to do very well is use their offense efficiently. They evidently did it today.
1st and 10, Riggins up the middle. Carries it out to the 37-yard line. The tackle is made by Jerry Robinson and the nose tackle Ken Clark. And I guess Hank will be looking at a lot of what is known as the Riggo drill, the ball control drill in which John Riggins carries the ball and eats up the real estate in the clock.
Yeah, it'll be like running right down through a tunnel, right down the middle of that offensive line, because that's what they like to do. They like to just stuff it at you, move the chains.
Gain 5 on that play.
You might see a counter play to the right side this time, the way they're lined up. Here it is.
You're right. Counter play right. Riggins, 1st down again. Riggins has gained 92 yards in this ball game. He has scored a touchdown. Harrison, Schultz, and Ellis make the tackle. But a big difference when you're ahead, as the Redskins are, as opposed to the 49er game when they were behind and they took him out of the game early.
Well, they like any team. You want to be even or ahead. Then you play your kind of football. If you get behind, then of course you got to deviate from the plan, and it makes it tough to change your personality.
1st and 10 for the Skins on their 43-yard line. Nothing new here. It's Riggins again, and he gets 4 yards. Turning his way to the 47-yard line, Griggs and Ellis make the tackle. Let's check on some scores around the league now. 49ers trying to stay undefeated, lead Atlanta 14-3. The Rams, and you saw the safety, leading the Giants 28-6 in the third quarter.
Look at this, Tampa Bay 17, Green Bay 13.
Buccaneers are not all that bad, and San Diego locked in a tight duel with Detroit.
Good comeback by the Detroit Lions.
Screen pass to Virgil C. And he's tackled at the 49-yard line, gain of 2. Elbert Fowles makes the stop, and it was C's first reception of the ball game.
You know, you have to give the Eagles an awful lot of credit the way they played defensively. They've really hung in there tough. Talking to Jerry Robinson yesterday, he said, we really have had a great week of work, and I think we're going to play very, very well. He was talking about the whole team, but in this particular case, I'm talking about the defense. The defense has played well enough to be in a much better position than they are right now.
Did you get the impression that he wanted to see more blitzes by the defense?
I think it's typical. I think linebackers want to see blitzes, and defensive backs want to see coverage.
3rd and 4 at the 49. Keith Griffin in the ball game, gets the handoff and gets loose. to the 35, and out of bounds. Keith Griffin. You remember Archie Griffin and Ray, both with Ohio State. Well, the rookie from Miami has just gained 23 yards and a first down deep in Eagle territory.
Now, this is what they like to do with Washington. They bring it right up the middle. Look at the big hole. Good job of blocking by Jeff Bostic, the center. Ken Huff, the right guard. Russ Grimm. He does a good job of changing the ball from the left hand away to the right arm to get away from pressure. And Davey does a magnificent job of popping through the hole for a big gain on the play.
At 22, the youngest member of the Redskins.
Boy, look at all the room on the left side again. One-on-one.
First and 10 at the 28. Riggins, plus a tackle, gets through the line and carries to the 21-yard line. Jerry Robinson and Anthony Griggs make the tackle. Plenty of time remaining. Just about 10 and a half minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's been all Washington, 17-0, the Redskins.
Washington does a good job of employing the plan. You know, they run and throw the ball early in the game, and then they want to get ahead, and they just want to stuff it down your throat. And that's why they've won so many games and been so efficient in the fourth quarter.
Like what the 49ers did in their Super Bowl year.
Yep, that's right.
They didn't have a man like Riggins, but they controlled the ball on the ground the second half. Second down and 3.
Counter again.
Griffin up the middle. They can't catch this guy. He's still going. You see Russ Grimm jump on top of the pile. It's first and goal. Keith Griffin, playing in place of Joe Washington, is showing the fans something here.
Well, he does a good change of pace. They run the counter play with a right guard and a right tackle pulling, but he's so quick and so fast, it's a different look completely compared to John Riggins, and he pops through the hole very, very quickly and takes the ball right down to about the 7-yard line.
He has gained 44 yards and 3 carries. This Keith Griffin, first and goal. Gets the ball again. And gets nothing this time.
See, in that kind of a play now, when he stuffs it straight ahead, he's not going to move the pile like Riggins, but he'll go sideways much quicker and more effectively because he can pop the big play and go for a long way if he gets any kind of a block downfield on the corner of the safety.
You pointed out he's cut from the mold of the Smurfs, but he is a stocky guy. His upper body is pretty strong.
Yeah, he reminds me an awful lot of Mike Garrett, the great back we had in Kansas City. He's the same way. He's about 235-pounder from the waist up.
Second down and goal. There's the 5. Redskins threatening to score again. Griffin hit. It'll be third and goal at the 5. Anthony Griggs. You could hear it up here when he smacked into him. Domination by the Redskins on the ground, and Philadelphia hasn't been able to do anything.
Yeah, Philadelphia 76 yards, Washington 207. Here again, watch the play, comes inside, and Griggs beats him with a shoulder pads and a helmet, makes a great play right at the line of scrimmage.
Third and goal, Anthony Griggs, an instinctive linebacker. The Eagles have 2 of the best inside. Theismann looking one way. Chase.
Well, a little hound in the hair.
Still going. And he's brought down. It wasn't easy. That's the 3rd sack of the ball game. He wasn't really sacked. He was trapped finally. And all bunch of Eagles over there, including Jerry Robinson.
He wanted to throw the ball over to the left side, but Herman Edwards had him faded in good shape. He pumps, thinks he can do something on the right side. He's running for his life now. He can't throw the ball.
Everyone had a shot at him.
Yeah. The old saying, I'll catch him the next time around. And they finally do. And now they're going to have to line up for a field goal.
29-yard attempt. Theismann holding. Mosley takes a 35-yard field goal in the second quarter. He missed one from 45 yards in the first quarter. And this kick is up. It is perfect. And the Redskins have extended their lead. 7:37 remain in the fourth quarter. It is 20-0 in favor of the Redskins. Getting set to kick off. 20-0 to score. The Redskins running away now from the Philadelphia Eagles. Joe Hayes at the 6. Carries it out to the 19-yard line.
You know, talking to Joe Gibbs, he was very, very concerned about the specialty teams because he was fearful that he wouldn't have enough people to do the kind of a job they're used to doing, especially with Coleman having to play the whole game and Coffin having to play the whole game as a linebacker.
They got a lot of role players, as we've seen today. Haddix and Wilbert Montgomery are the running backs. Jaworski to Haddix, and Michael Haddix, number 1 draft pick last year, carries it out to the 37-yard line, and a first down, pickup of 12. Here's Brent Musburger with an NFL Today update.
Dick, we've got the Green Bay Packers just going ahead of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it was Lynn Dickey working to his fine tight end, Paul Kaufman. They lead it by 3 points right now, 2017. Back to Dick.
So in that seesaw game, the Packers have the lead. 1st and 10 at the 38 now for the Eagles. Jaworski, quick toss, again to Haddix. Another first down into Redskin territory. At the 47-yard line, Darrell Green makes the tackle on a 15-yard pickup.
Boy, Jaworski has really taken some shots that time. Manley got penetration, but he keeps bouncing up and keeps throwing the football.
1st and 10 at the 47. The Eagles having trouble scoring points. Have not scored a touchdown in any first half this year. Have scored 6 touchdowns all year. First down, Jaworski gets away from trouble. There's more ahead, and he dumped it off in the vicinity of Wilbert Montgomery.
Dexter Manley that time pushed Moraldi, the left tackle, right into Jaworski, and that's why he had to get rid of the ball like he did. He stuffed him right back into the quarterback's lap.
We were told Moraldi, who beefed up to 285 on pasta and donuts this year, was a pleasant surprise on the offensive line.
Well, he's had some surprises here this afternoon.
I don't know how pleasant for the Eagles.
Yeah, and then him, number 72. Boy, he's murdered.
2nd down and 10 at the 47. 6:01 showing on the clock. Jaworski drills it. Incomplete. They were going for Tony Woodruff. Well, you know, Sunday night means 60 minutes, and we'll tell you more about what's on tap on CBS tonight, but we're very pleased to have Mike Wallace with us watching the game. I know you want to beat the rain, Mike. Tell us what's on the program tonight.
Ed Bradley has a piece on credit card thievery, and we have a piece with Carlos Fuentes, the Mexican diplomat and author, about the Soviet threat or lack of it in Central America. You know, I had forgotten, Dick, Hank, what Bedlam was like. I haven't been in the stadium for 5 years, and what a day for Washington.
A lot of fun, haven't it?
The best.
3rd and 10 at the 47.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike's been busy with his book, undergoing the firing line of a lot of different correspondents. This pass caught by Haddix at the 39. Thanks for stopping by, Mike. Jim Youngblood makes the tackle. He was the number 1 draft pick last year, Michael Haddix. Moved from fullback to tailback, back to fullback, and the coaches told us that they think he has stepped up to another level. We'll maybe see more of him.
Well, the nice thing about him is, you know, he's very versatile. He can play the halfback or the fullback position. He catches the ball very well, too.
4th down and 3, and the Eagles trailing 20-0. Have to go for it, of course. They're on the Redskin 40. And now the Eagles will call a timeout. That's their 2nd timeout of this half, and they have 1 left. Timeout here at RFK Stadium. Joe Gibbs is enjoying the game.
I'm starved. What do you have? How about the turkey croquette?
How about a personal computer?
Who are you? You're not my regular waiter.
I'm Ralph. I like surprising people.
Nice-looking machine. Sharp graphics.
Runs all the top software.
Who makes it?
Oh, NCR. It's the NCR PC4. Surprised?
Well, no, NCR's been in computers for years.
I'd like to order.
I know. Turkey croquette.
So, the NCR personal computer. Surprised?
Yes.
A better computer. It's exactly what you'd expect from NCR.
Well, after the timeout, Jaworski back to the huddle. 4th down and 3 with that much time remaining in the 4th quarter of the 20-0 game, Redskins.
And again, the Redskins are playing with 4 quarterbacks, cornerbacks, and 1 safety, 2 linebackers.
Fourth down play. Here they come. Pass caught by Wilbert Montgomery for a first down. Inside the 35, Curtis Jordan makes the tackle. Montgomery's had a fine day for the Eagles this afternoon, but their offense has the goose egg on the scoreboard. And Hank, Jerry Robinson told us in the meeting yesterday that mentally we could be a lot worse, but they're losing 20-0 with a 1-3 record. Where could they go from here?
Well, I think the difficult thing is when you feel that you're playing as well as you can play, the mental outlook is good, and you still can't win, you really start to scratch your head a little bit and wonder what's happening.
1st and 10 at the 33. Jaworski wide open as Haddock dropped the ball. And of course it was Jaworski who called the meeting on Friday, which had never been called before in his time there, of the receivers and the backs.
Well, I mentioned that earlier. You know, the time to call meetings are going to be very beneficial to you if you play well. But it's not going to do any good if you don't play well, and the time to call meetings, I think, is before you have problems, before you're 1-3, to make sure that you eliminate the possibility of being 1-3. That's the time to call meetings.
I'll remember that. 2nd down and 10. 4:59 showing on the clock. Jaworski has time, knocked away, fine play by Mel Kaufman. Well, the Rams defense is at it again. For an NFL Today update, here's Brent Musburger.
Dick, as the coach knows, it's inexcusable to have 1 punt blocked in a game. The Giants have now had 2 punts blocked by the LA Rams. This is the Rams' 3rd safety in the game. It is the first time in the history of any game, 3 safeties, all in the 3rd period. And the Rams are routing the Giants 33-6. Let's go back to Dick and Hank.
Surprise, isn't it? Boy, that's a real surprise, isn't it?
Well, Jeff Kemp doesn't have any pressure today. The defense is doing a lot of the work for him. 3rd and 10. By the way, even though the Redskins are safely ahead, they don't want to shut out. That means something.
Oh, they do. In the middle area, they're throwing the ball outside.
Stumbles his way, shy of a first down. It'll be 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Dave Butts, Darrell Green make the tackle. It'll be 4th down and about 3, a long 3, and the Eagles will go for it. But any defense would like to shut out a team.
Oh, that's the goal every week, and when you can do that, why, you know, you have a lot of fun, and sometime. Now, last week, Joe Gibbs said if you outrush the opposition, you win, you get 2 days off. I don't know whether he said anything to him about the defense or not this week, but he might do that again this week if they have a shutout, especially the way they played here this afternoon.
Yeah. 4th and 4.
The middle was wide open. Looks like maybe they could get Montgomery in the middle. Let's see if they try to.
Jaworski, who has to throw the ball away in a hurry. Mel Kaufman with a great pass rush, and the Redskins defense holds, and they'll take over on downs. 1st and 10. Well, right now, let's take a look at the standings as they are right now in the NFC East. Dallas winning over Chicago today. The Giants will lose to the Rams if things go as they are. Cardinals lost to Miami. Washington will go 3-2 and tie the Giants for 2nd, and Philadelphia 1-4. So that sets up next week's games, in which the Cardinals go against the Dallas Cowboys. The Redskins will take what probably will be a 3-game winning streak into Indianapolis against the Colts, and these Eagles will try to lick their wounds against Buffalo. Atlanta and Rams, the other game. 4:02 showing on the clock.
I think we'll see a lot of running here, Jay, with 4 minutes and 2 seconds left in the contest.
Just every play. Otis Wansley is in the ball game as Riggins gets a breather. And with the rain, you know, Riggins is taking the rest of the day off. Wansley runs it out to the 30-yard line. Clock running, 3:49 remaining.
You know, one thing that's very impressive about this Redskin team, I haven't seen all the teams in the league practice, but I don't, of the teams that I have seen, there's not a better practice team with better practice habits and better discipline than the Washington Redskins. Boy, they really do a great job.
And the way you practice probably mirrors the way you'll play. Keith Griffin in the game, the rookie who's looked impressive so far, drives Jody Schultz back to the 35-yard line. Griffin's had a fine ball game. It'll be 3rd and short. He's gained 53 yards on 6 carries. Winding down to 3 minutes to go. John Riggins gained 104 yards today. There he is, and scored a touchdown from 8 yards out. Rushed 28 times. Compared to last week when he rushed 33, this was a vacation.
Well, he said that if I have to carry the ball 25 times, I'm going to need a rest. He was getting ready for next week already yesterday.
3rd down and 2. Griffin. 1st down for Keith Griffin. I have a hunch you're going to see a lot more of this rookie as he gets a 1st down to the 40-yard line. Evan Cooper and Jody Schultz make the stop. Well, next Sunday on the NFL Today, Phyllis George will have a report on New Orleans Saints quarterback Richard Todd.
Well, in Todd we trust. You know, I live in New Orleans, and they have high hopes and expectation for Richard. They like him very much when they win, but like any other city, when they have problems, why they let him know about it.
And of course, he has to always play in the shadow of the snake, Kenny Stabler.
Yeah, that's always a very controversial thing because Stabler has done such an outstanding job there, and of course, every place he has been.
That's next Sunday on CBS Sports on the NFL Today. We're having a 2-minute warning right now here at RFK Stadium. The Redskins are 2 minutes away from their first shutout since 1982. Leading 20-0. They're at the 40, 1st and 10. Wadsley barrels his way to the 43-yard line. Ray Ellis makes the tackle. Can't emphasize more what Hank brought out, that San Francisco 49er game could have been the turning point of the season for the Redskins, as Riggins told us he might have lost more than a ball game.
Well, in that kind of a situation, you know, if you're a good team, you're going to respond to the adversity. If you're not a good team, you're going to fall by the wayside. This team's too good to let that bother, and they bounce back very well.
Wadsley carrying again, gets beyond the 45. Of course, Joe Gibbs said if we had come back and lost by, a couple of points, maybe the bad habits would have continued.
Well, you never know. And, you know, the sad thing about that kind of a situation is that you don't, you think you're practicing very hard, you're doing the right things, and yet when you play, why, you don't play up to par. And I think sometimes when you win, you take winning for granted, and you don't provide the effort that you have to. And that was really what the problem was the first 2 weeks.
Joe Gibbs says you never know when you've lost it, when you've had it, right? You know,
you're right. Absolutely right. And I always wonder. Let me finish this play here. Another counter play.
3rd and 4, and another 1st down.
And I hate to talk to players and the coaches, but very rarely do coaches talk this way. But I hate to talk to players when they say, "Boy, we're feeling great. We had a great week. Everything's super," and then they play the game and don't play well.
Final seconds being ticked off. We want to thank Marty Aronoff, our spotter, Pat McGrath, our statistician, and the Washington Redskins. Now have won 19 of their last 22 against division opponents. All 3 losses were to the Cowboys. They win easily, and their first shutout since the final game of the 1982 regular season against the Cardinals. The final score, the Redskins 20 and the Eagles nothing. For Hank Stram, Dick Stockton saying so long from RFK Stadium. Right now, let's go to the San Diego-Detroit game and Jim Hill.